Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Bastian. Bastian is from England, but he lives in Spain. So let's see what Bastian has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello,
Perfect.
Howard. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you.
How's your day been so far? I can see that you are in a very sunny place right now.
Yeah, well, this morning I always get up early, 7 o'clock, take the dogs for a walk. We've been to the beach, and I just got back 30 minutes ago.
Wow. So tell me where are you based right now and where are you from?
So I'm from the UK in Staffordshire, which is about 30 kilometers from Birmingham.
Okay.
But I live in the Costa del Sol in Malaga, and I've been here 24 years.
Oh my Lord! Wow, 24 years.
Yeah.
And why the move from the UK to Spain?
My heart was always in the Latin world, always in Spain. With my previous job, I traveled the world multiple times, but Spain was always where I ended going back to. So,
I see. And besides the weather, what's the best part of living there?
oh well, the food, the lifestyle in general, it's more laid back. I find it healthier compared to the UK. When I was in the UK, I was constantly on the run. When I moved to Spain, I had the same 24 hours in a day, but was able to do more. For me, so sit on the beach and read a book for 6 hours, you know, but still do all those chores that we have in the UK to do.
I see. And do you manage to get back to the UK sometimes?
Yes, I go quite regularly back and forth. I have friends near Heathrow. I have family in Staffordshire.
Okay.
And of course, I go to visit my parents who are buried in Staffordshire as well. So I go to the cemetery.
I see. And so you live with your family in Spain?
No, I live I live with my ex. Yeah, we still live together, but we're separated. Yeah.
I see. So tell me, what do you do for a living, Howard?
Okay, so previous to what I'm doing now, I'm acting now. I started May this year. I thought maybe I'll go back to something I started when I was 20. And I took up an acting coach in New York with Anthony Albo, who's quite famous in the US as a coach and an actor and a director. And that was in May. And I started filming on my first series in August.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm still filming in that series. And I'm also sort of on a short list, I think. I've had 3 auditions for a film, which I'm waiting to hear about the part. But they have asked me back twice since the original audition.
I see. And do you this series you are working right now? You need to go somewhere, or you can do the scenes, everything in Spain?
No, we're going to film in here in March. We're going to film in this area actually in Costa del Sol, and then we're going to Barcelona, and then into Germany, and then we should finally end up in San Francisco.
Wow.
And previous to that, I've been filming in New York and Connecticut.
Amazing. Wow. 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 I think that you're going to be very busy from March.
I hope so. I hope so.
Howard, before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Okay, interesting. For 30 years, I was a flight attendant.
Wow. My goodness. I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's very interesting. And I believe that's why you're traveling around the world.
Previously, yes. Yeah,
Wow.
I started in fashion when I was 20. I did a few fashion shows, a little bit of choreography, a couple of TV adverts and some theatre productions, and then gave it all up and went flying for 30 years. Yeah, as crew.
Amazing. Right, Howard, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yes.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it. Okay, Howard. Am I saying your name right? Howard.
Okay, so my working name is Bastian Howard, and my actual name is Howard.
So should I call you Basti or Howard?
Yeah, let's go with Bastian. Yeah.
Bastian. Okay. Okay, Bastian. So before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what do you like the most about yourself?
Myself? I think I'm kind. I'm a kind person to the point of stupidity sometimes. Yeah, so I'm kind, yeah.
And the flip side, something that if you could improve, something that you've been trying through your life, something that it's always something that you find hard to improve about yourself, what that would be?
Confidence about myself. The way I look, the way I feel.
Tell me, how do you, why is that? Why this lack of confidence, in your opinion?
From the day I started school to the day I left school, I was bullied. So every single day I was bullied for being different. I didn't know that I was different at that age, at 5, but I was bullied. And so by the time I left school, my self-esteem was on the floor. So I've never sort of looked in the mirror and thought, yes, you can do it. I've always had to work around it. So the confidence has always been the biggest thing, having some faith in myself. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I think those events in our lives as a child, for sure, it affects us through our lifetime, because, you know, that's when you are kind of molding your personality, you are getting to know yourself, and suddenly you have those negativity come along, and that's how it can give a big effect in your lives.
Yeah.
Probably. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, if you could be an animal, yeah, which one that would be and why?
An animal? Oh, I don't know. I think it would have to be something on the lines of somebody who's very active. So if I could be Alita, Battle Angel. But I suppose an animal, I really don't know. It's not in my genre. Something Japanese.
Okay.
Because of the historical beliefs behind it in Japan, and the intelligence behind it, and the projection of it. Yeah, I think that would be what it would be.
Have you been in Japan before?
Yes.
It's one of my top of my bucket list to go to Japan. My goodness, I always wanted to go there, to visit there.
Oh, I've been all over Asia. So Japan, China, Indonesia, India. I've been everywhere.
Wow. Cool. Next question. Let's do it, Basi. Right, before the next question, tell me, what's the best joy? What do you like the most about acting? And also, there's always a challenging part as well. What that would be?
Okay, so the best part of it is I didn't realize how easy it would be to connect with a character once you're working with professional people. It's more difficult when you're trying to learn the script and you're trying to become the character. But once you step into the room with the other actors, it sort of just happens. Your character just comes forward and it just happens. It just feels good. And you feel that you've done a good job.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the most difficult is trying to find the character to start with.
And for you, what's the tools that you use for you to connect with your character? There is something that you do?
Yeah, so you look in within yourself and you find the times that were either good or bad, and then you channel into them. So times when somebody's made you really angry, especially in the character I'm doing now, I find people who've made me really angry and really have been really hurtful to be able to portray emotion and the evil that I need to bring forward in this character. Yeah.
I see. So you are still in the process of connect yourself with the character you're working right now.
Yeah, so at the moment, the character stays with you, I've found. Sometimes I can be out in the street recently and get angry for no reason with somebody that's done something stupid, and then think, no, that's not Howard, that's Valentine. I need to bring myself back to Howard whilst I'm at home.
Wow, interesting. All right, next question is, what can make you cry and what can make you really happy?
Okay, so connection. I could watch a film or I could see somebody suffering, like an animal suffering. That can trigger emotion in me very quickly, and I can cry for the loss of it. But what also makes me happy, the flip side of that, my beliefs of what happens next to an animal or a person, and that makes me happy that they're safe.
Wow, that's beautiful. And we always had this mindset, way of approaching life.
Yeah, my mother used to say to my grandfather that he used to say, when you're dead, and you rot in the ground. And my mother always used to say, I believe that there is more, and if I'm wrong, I'll never know about it, but if I'm right, you will have the biggest shock of your life. So I always took that on board, and my mum lived her life believing that there was more, and so she went to her death accepting that there was more, which made it easy for me,
Oh.
And I read a book in the sort of early 90s called The Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, which was written by the Dharma Salar, and it was been translated into English. And I sat down, and it was the most powerful piece of work, and so natural that it just all made sense all at once. I felt everything all at once. And so I've always adopted that now in everything I do.
Oh, wow, beautiful book, beautiful. And I believe as well that somehow comforts to your heart as well. Well, I believe when your mom went away, I believe.
Yes, sure. She did. My mom went away believing, and I looked at the practical side of it. Death is natural. We're born to die. But the good thing about it was she had a belief. And it was the same with my brother. My brother was a little bit more difficult when I was losing him. He was young. But he also had his belief. And so when it happened, I visualized what he told me. And I saw it happening. Because he had a picture in his mind of what he would see and how he would be. And I visualized that, and that made it okay. It made things natural.
Wow. Wow. Thanks for sharing. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, tell me something you wish you could do every single day.
Oh, adventure. I wish I could jump out of an airplane or a bungee jump. I have an adrenaline junkie at this age. Things that I didn't do when I was younger. So I've sort of discovered it and started doing more of it. So now I'm actually Googling for places to go that I can do bigger jumps. And, I just love the adrenaline that it gives. So I wish I could do it every single day. I wish I could go out there and just do it.
Wow. Have you done skydiving?
Yes, I've skydived, I've bungee jumped, I've jumped off high ropes, I've climbed the trees to the top like I used to when I was a child, but of course it's very different now. And I love it. I love the achievement of nature, of what you can do with it.
Amazing, very good. Next question, let's do it. Right, before the next question, as you were a flight attendant for 30 years, tell me if you can share one of the, I'm sure you have a lot of stories through your career, but tell me something that you're never gonna forget through your career, something that happened, something that you go like, wow, I never thought that would happen in my life through my career. There's something you could share?
Yeah, abuse. I never thought I would be bitten by a male adult that drew blood on a flight for no reason.
Wow, can you share how it happened?
This happened on a flight from Moscow to London, and he was English, and he appeared in the business cabin. And I thought, I have another pair of feet in the business cabin, which was sticking up on the back of a seat. And so I went up and looked, and I just said to him, can I ask you, you're not sat in this cabin, to go back to your cabin. And he just screamed abuse at me and said that I was a fascist and I couldn't tell him what to do and all this. Eventually I got him to move. And then I started a dialogue with the captain about what had happened, because it was quite serious for no reason. I phoned the crew at the back, told them not to serve him any alcohol, make sure he just drank soft drinks and had something to eat, keep him sat down. But the time it took me to have a short dialogue with the flight deck, when I came out, one of the crew was at the front saying, we have a problem, he's trying to open the doors at the back. We were mid-flight. Now you can't open the door, but you can damage it. So if there was an emergency after that, that door may not be functional. They could have damaged the bottle that shoots the slide. So I then said, okay, I'm going back to the flight deck. I'm going to request restraint. So I ended up having to restrain him and handcuff him on the flight, get him into some seats. And when I did it, he trapped me in between his legs. And as I went to get the other side of the handcuff onto the other arm, he lunged forward and bit me. And the blood was running down through my jacket. He went straight through the jacket. And it was just something that I can never forget, because I thought, how can people get so angry for no reason? What is the reason? And in the end, we had to divert. And I lost track of time of where we were in the air, because it took up so much time and effort, and trying to stop other people from hitting him because he was being abusive to their families or spitting on them when they walked past. And so in the end, I had to request diversion, but I hadn't realized that we were over Amsterdam, only 30 minutes away from London, but the request had been made. So we landed in Amsterdam and had him offloaded, and he was arrested. Yeah.
Wow, what a situation, my goodness. And you never heard any more about him, for sure? Never heard anything about him anymore?
Didn't hear anything about him again, no. He was banned, obviously, from flying with us, but I didn't hear what happened to him, but I was sure that apparently there was one thing that came back, that he was drugs related, being in the air and then drinking alcohol and being abusive in the terminal. That all came to life, but we never knew what happened to him in Amsterdam. I'm assuming he went to prison.
Wow, what a situation. My goodness. Thanks for sharing. My God. Wow. Next question for you is, what was your favorite part about school?
Oh, school. I hated school. Being bullied and beaten up almost every single day. The only time I think I enjoyed school was when I was running. I didn't opt to play football or cricket. I opted to run. And that took me away outside the school on the longer distance running. That was the only thing I liked about school. I absolutely hated it.
Being a gay boy, tell me, did you have the support of your family? How was growing up?
I'll say, so school, there was no real support in school. In school, in my years, was get over it, fight back. That was it. So that's what I adopted as best as I could. But my parents supported me 100%. My brothers supported me 100%. Even though I never came out and actually said, because I never experienced anything until I was 22, sexually, So it was only when I was 29, I actually said to my parents, by the way, I'm gay. And my mother looked at me and she goes, thank God for that. We were wondering when you were going to trust us.
Oh,
that's exactly what she said. And I thought, tried to hide it. She said, I'm your mother. I carried you for 9 months. How would I not know?
Of course.
And my dad was supportive as well. Yeah, my mum, my dad, and my brothers were supportive. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, totally right. I think our parents, they know us sometimes better than ourselves. You know what I mean?
Oh, they know.
Sometimes they don't want to.
They know.
They do, and sometimes, of course, regarding some, topics like being gay or other situations, sometimes they don't want to talk about for some reason. They don't want to touch the you know what I mean, the subject, but they know very well.
My mother and father both touched all the subjects as we were growing: alcohol, smoking, drugs. And they said to us, we don't want you to hide it. If you're doing it, we're here to help you. We don't want you to do it, but you are growing people. You choose. If you do it, we're here. Wow. But and they showed us what the problems of it would be. So
it's amazing to have this open conversation. So I'm sure you felt safe, like just, you know what I mean, after this.
In my home, I felt safe. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Ready for another one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, Bastian, next question for you is, if you could have a cup of tea with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
A fictional character, I think it would have to be, I think Superman.
Tell me why.
Because I just love the strengths, the masculinity of it, but the campness of it, the gayness of it. I just think it would be so funny to sit with somebody who has been playing the character and some of that character come out in them at the time that we're sitting. I would just find it hilarious. But also, I would like to be one of those characters. I am working towards one of those characters and planning it in case it comes up for audition.
Wow.
But I would love to be one of those characters because when you watch them on the screen and then you watch them in an interview, they're completely different people.
Absolutely.
But that comes out in their personality and the character is just, you just want them to win every time because it's part of life. You just wish it was real.
Absolutely. Oh, nice one. 3 questions left for you, Bastian. Let's do it. Next question is, if you could ask for a miracle, what that would be?
Time travel.
Why?
I would go back and try to help my parents and my brother to identify their medical issues before it was too late.
Oh, so sweet.
I would love them to be here and still be sharing the things. They were too young. My dad was 60, my mum was 65, and my brother was 53. So for me, time travel to bring them back. Not to change the course of financial difference or anything else, just to have the people I care about, that I miss every day. Yeah. Oh,
I'm sure whatever they are right now, they're smiling. Just listen to that. I'm sure.
Oh, they are. I'm sure they are.
2 questions left for you. Let's do it. But before the next question, let's say someone you have the biggest budget to work in a project, like in a movie project, where you can choose anyone to be your brother, anyone to be your sister, and anyone to be your romantic partner in a movie, in a scene, anything. And also, you have the biggest budget. You can pay any director to work together along in this scene with your brother, your sister, and your love partner. So you could choose anywhere in the world because you can pay anyone to do that. Who that would be?
Cumberbatch would be my brother.
Okay.
I just love his whole personality and characters. I just love it. There's two females that I would like, so I have to pick one. So Meryl Streep, because I just love versatility in the characters that she's played. And what was the other one?
Your romantic partner?
Oh, Wentworth Miller.
Ooh.
Whitworth Miller, I think, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the big boss, the director, to put everything together, who that would be?
I would have to choose my producer now, because he's the most I've had contact with for a couple of reasons. Anthony Albor, he's American. He's he's an actor. He's from Juilliard. He's won some awards, but he has such a personality that just helps you to be the person you need to be. He constantly gives you praise for what you've done, constantly gives you the feedback on how you can do it. And there's no anger in it at all, whether it's right or wrong. There's no anger. It's just praise either way. And he's got such a beautiful personality. And I met his mother, and she's the same. You know, his mother is a famous pianist, world pianist, and she's the same. He's definitely got his mother's traits.
Amazing. You say about Mary Streep. I met her in person one day. Can you imagine?
Really? Amazing.
I was literally in one bedroom, just me and Mary Streep.
Oh, perfect.
I could never ever thought one day in my life I would see her. I would meet her in person anyway, but just be in a bedroom, just me and Mary Streep, have no idea. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was working in a hotel a few years ago, and the BAFTAs was on, and she came to actually was the Devil Wears Prada, I think, when she came to London to promote her.
Yeah.
And I went to I was doing room service. I rang the bell. I was ready. I didn't know she was there. And suddenly I rang the bell, and Mary Streep opened the door, and I was like, good morning, Miss Gummer. Actually, her surname was Gummer, Miss Gummer. Yeah. And I was like, oh, good morning, Miss Gummer. And she was like, oh, please come in. And I was walking with the tray, like in the suite bedroom. And she was walking behind me. And my head was just like, oh my God, I'm just here walking. And now Streep just walking behind me. It's like, it could have never been better in my life. I couldn't believe, my goodness. Anyway, it's those moments in life that you're never going to forget.
Oh, I think she's amazing. I watch everything she's in, you know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Amazing. Right. Actually, this question here, I think I'm gonna ask. Let's see. Maybe because we're already talking about this situation that happened to you in the plane. What is the most dramatic argument you ever had?
Ooh, dramatic. I think maybe personal argument.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to splitting.
Yeah.
Drugs, another person being involved, you know, and then mental health issues, all wrapped up into one package that I had no choice other than to deal with.
I see. All right. Ready for the last one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last question. Okay, but before the last question, people watching the interview right now, would you like to start a career in acting? What would be your best piece of advice?
You know, having started, you need to maybe have plenty of free time, a little bit of money behind you, because it's not going to come quick, and to be realistic about the parts that you may want to play. Don't jump into a part just because it's available. Be true to yourself. Know your limitations. I think, because if you take something on that you can't portray, you're going to do yourself more damage than good. So, and of course, if you have something on your mind that you want to do, something serious that you want to be involved in, wait for it to come. Just wait for it to come. And the other thing I would say is, a lot of people I see online on some of the sites are talking about, how do I get a manager? How do I get this? It's not going to happen that easy. There are not managers out there that want to take everybody up. So I was given this advice, and it was, wait for them to come to you. You know, once you've demonstrated what you can do, somebody will come to you.
Wow. Good one.
You can waste too much money. You know.
Yes,
So,
it's a very good advice, actually. Very good advice.
There is a lot of things that you should consider as a new actor. I would say looking at the students in the film schools and doing things for free. If it's within your budget and you're able to do it and travel, do it for free, because these are the upcoming future. You know, don't turn something down just because it's non-paid. It could be a really good project that does well at the film festivals. And there's a lot of those going on at the moment. So apply for something and be a little bit humble, you know, go and do a few freebies, because in the future, you will get something out of it eventually. Even if it's just a credit, you get credits you can put on your profile. It's a credit.
I see. Very good. Last question for you is, what would be your theme song if you had your own show?
Oh, a theme song. Wow. What would my theme show be about? I would think something not too heavy. I love the music that Wham used to make in the day. I'm a bit old-fashioned. Some of Cher's music, I think, would be good. To pinpoint one, I think something like Whisper would be nice. It's quite a nice tune that you can bring reality and fiction into that song as part of the theme of the talk show.
I see. Right. Okay, Bastian, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. One word for money.
Broke.
Family.
Beauty.
One word for love.
Cry.
Painful. One word for life. Sex.
Ooh, fiery.
Ooh. Politics.
Oh, boring.
Religion.
Interesting.
One word for fear.
Experience.
Friendship.
Closeness.
Desire.
Passion.
Regret.
There is none.
Success.
Balance.
Wish.
Ooh, practical.
Happiness.
Vibrant.
One word for England.
Oh. Lost.
One word for Costa del Sol.
Natural.
The last one now is Spain. One word.
Spain. Family.
Okay. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Bastian, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friend would say?
He would say honest and kind, but needs to pull away from negative people.
Okay, all right. Let's play now. Bastian in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, as you've been living for so long in Spain, what's your favorite Spanish word?
I would say te quiero.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm from Brazil, and I understand what you mean. And it means I want you, I desire you, isn't it? Okay, good one. You can ask me a question now, Bastian.
Okay, so coming from Brazil, to the UK, what was the defining factor in making the move?
Oh, good point. Actually, very good point. Love the question. I left Brazil when I was 19. Yeah. 19. Back in Brazil, I always wanted to study English language, and English language for me always being like a passion. As when I was 12 years old, when I started studying English, and I always had a dream to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. And back in Brazil, I think just not just in Brazil, but in South America, people, they have this America dream to live in the US. So, and of course, as a teenager, I always wanted to live in the US, the America dream. But long story short, I had the opportunity to live in Portugal, and I didn't think twice. I lived in Portugal 5 years, almost 5 years before moving to the UK. And I've been here in England for the last 17 years, and it feels home. It's home. London, it's a place where I can call home. And your question, I think the point where I realized that everything would happen. Actually, I'm going to share a little story with you. Of course, back in 2002, when I left Brazil, 20 years ago, actually, this year, 20 years, I left Brazil. There was no internet, I remember if you want to buy a ticket, a plane ticket, you need to literally go to travel agencies, literally go there and organize everything for you. And of course, I was 19 years old. I was literally knocking those doors, all those places. And I was like, I had this dream of living in the USA. How can I start? What should I do? And they were like, okay, let's start the process. Okay. Does your parents, they have this money to support you? No. Do they have this? No. They have that? No. And they were like, we cannot start even the process of documentation for you because they're gonna say no. They're not gonna approve your visa yet to live in the US. You need to have support. Your parents need to have. I never give up. I went to the second one. I went to the third one, and all of them said the same answer. Of course. After that, a few days after, I was walking a very narrow street back in the capital of my state. And I saw this little door. I never forget this moment. My goodness, this was a magical moment for me because I was already, the reality kind of knocked my, you know what I mean? I kind of realized that for me, it was impossible at the time to do it because I didn't have support. How could I go? Anyway, so I remember I saw this little door, very simple door, a travel agency. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go there again. I've goosebumps now saying that because it was very powerful. I knocked the door. I got there. There was this lady sitting behind the desk, and I told her everything. I said, look, okay, I know that. I told her everything. I said, my parents don't have money. They cannot support me to go to the US, all of that. And she was looking at me like, my God. And I said to her, and I had a dream. I have a dream to live abroad where I could speak English every single day. I think she liked the way I approached her. I think she could see my eyes, like how much I wanted. And she said to me, okay, I'm gonna be honest to you. If you go to the US, you're not gonna be able to get a visa to get there. But there's always a but, isn't it? I have a very good friend of mine who lives in Portugal, and she comes to Brazil every winter time when it's winter in Europe, and she comes to spend time with her family. And I know that she got a house where she rents a room for Brazilian people, friends. And okay, we never thought about going to Portugal. Maybe we can live in England, you can live in Ireland, and you can speak English every day. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Long story short, she introduced me to this lady who I call my second mom. We connect so beautifully. Anyway, so I think for me, that was the point when I was walking down the streets and I was already kind of giving up about this idea. And I saw this door there, and I just have this moment of myself, try again. You never know, try again. And I went there, and everything meant to happen that way because this lady was there, and and everything started. So that's, for me, that was the moment for me that it changed everything. This moment where I pushed myself to try one more time and everything. And now I'm here 20 years after, speaking English every single day.
Doing what you wanted to do.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's amazing how life drags in a direction that you're not expecting places, and and you find yourself there. So yeah, that's my story of my life, of how I got to England.
Somebody gave you the opportunity.
Absolutely, and I will always be grateful for that. I think that's but you need to try. The opportunities are there, you know what I mean, but you need to go after that. They're never going to lock your door. That's what I believe.
Always remember that, because in the future, what will you give back to someone else?
Absolutely. I think all of us, we have opportunities out there, but you need to look for it. You need to show life that you are driving after it. You want it, you go after it, and things will come in the right time. That's what I believe as well.
It's funny because I'm teaching children here English, voluntary, in a school.
Oh.
Yeah. 2 days a week. I'm teaching up to the age of 12. Yeah,
oh my God.
I'm teaching children English, voluntary in a school,
Oh, that's amazing, beautiful. Bastian, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
Yes, thank you very much. I did, yeah.
Thanks so much for taking the time and being kind and sweet for the interview. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
Yeah, well, I believe that as we get older, we lose a lot. A lot of willpower, and a lot of always remember your inner child, because whatever was there when you were younger and you were vibrant and able to do things is still there. You just have to look inside and bring it back again. Because if I can do this at my age, I'm 60 in January, and if I can go to a foreign country like you've gone and live there, because I always had a will to do it, I did it. And I couldn't speak a word of Spanish. Do it. If you've something you want to do that you never did when you were a child, take it from your childhood memories, because the inner child is still there. You are the same person. You are 5 or you are 60, but it's still there. So bring it out. Never lose what you want to do, because it's you, it's yours. It's not mine, it's not somebody else's telling you no, it's yours. So take it.
And it's unique, it's genuine, it's there.
Yeah, it's natural. It's
natural.
Because it comes from you. It doesn't come from somebody else.
Yeah.
When people tell you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, or you're too old to do this. Actually, no, you're not. You're not too old to do anything. No. You can do anything you want, no matter what age, if it's real. If it's inside and it's real, do it. Absolutely. Always remember it, no matter what people say, because you can get it.
Absolutely. And sometimes just around the corner, wait for you. You just need, like my story, you know what I mean, was just there, you know what I mean? I was knocking so many doors, and the one was waiting there for me. So it just was just around the corner. And you never know. It can bring a lot of beautiful things in life, for sure.
People in England will say, you never know what's round the corner. But they always use that phrase to something devastating. But actually it applies to something positive.
Yeah.
You know what's around the corner.
There are always two different ways of seeing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two different ways, but people only ever think of it for negativity and something horrible happening. It's positive as well. It literally is around the corner.
You just made my day now. I learned something new. I never thought that they had this saying in a negative way. For me, always being a positive.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Bastian, thanks so much for the interview. It was a pleasure, and enjoy your day. You keep in touch, okay?
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.